Ladies and gentlemen, I have the A-Tray mascot, Lil Sodi. What up, man?
LA to GA. What's up, my boy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate you joining the show, man. How old were you when you jumped off the porch?
I jumped off the porch around 13, 12, like the 7th grade, because I was basically raised in church, so my parents wasn't like allowing us to run the streets yet like that. So I was basically in church still playing the drums and things like that. But as I grew older and being disobedient to my parents and shit, ran away from home, that's when I started to live in the street life and learning more about the streets, man.
And tell us what it was like. Were you active when you entered CYA?
Man, before CYA, I went to juvenile hall. I had to do 6 months in juvenile for assault, and then I had to go to camp. I went to camp for 4 months for possession of a firearm, and then I went to CYA because I violated my probation. Ended up getting caught with another firearm, running the streets, living the gang life, building my reputation up, and it cost me like half of my team being incarcerated.
And I've heard terms like gladiator school and things like that. Give us an idea of your experience, in going through the system at a young age.
It was real tough in there, especially as a kid when you get incarcerated or being in jail. When you don't have like family ties to where you don't receive love letters or letters just to keep you going in the inside, it makes you want to fuck up in there. It's hard in there. The officers, they tell you what to do. You don't live your own life in there no more. You have to go by everything they say do, or you will receive time ads and you'll be farther away from coming home. I got into a lot of fights in there, being a part of the gang. It's either you're going to become a buster or you're going to become a punk. And you ain't going to want nobody to take your store and your personal things away from you. So I was raised around my father. He was a tough guy. I maxed out. I did all my time, the whole 4 years, 4 months, because of my attitude and being part of a gang, things that you have to partake in, fights, riots, everything, man. I've been stabbed in there as a kid, sliced with a razor and a razor tied to a pencil. So I've been through the shit up in there, man. But you can't change. You can learn your lessons in there, man, because it makes you don't want to go back. You know what I'm saying? Once you get your freedom again, and you sit down and you think about all the shit that you have to go through just to come back home, man. You don't want to live that life. No kid does.
You started writing R&B songs while you were behind bars, right?
Yeah, you start to working out, finding other things to do, because it's boring in prison. It's boring in jail, period. So I began to write songs because I knew how to sing good, bro. So yeah, man, I started writing R&B songs, man, and it makes me sit and think and read a lot when you do music. That's what I learned about music. So you won't get a writer's block. But, yeah, man, I started writing R&B songs in there, man. I took it as a hobby, something to do to keep me out of trouble. Once my grandmother had passed while I was incarcerated, it just made me go harder. So, yeah, man, I was writing R&B songs in there.
What was harder for you, county jail or prison?
County jail.
Okay.
That's easy, man.
Talk to me.
That ain't even, man, the county jail, there's no structure in there. It's a lot of disrespect. It's kind of respect in there, but that's another racist. But within amongst ourselves, when it's the gang shit, it's no bar. Everybody fighting. It's turned up in there. Can't be no buster. It's wild in there. Prison is more structured up. It's more respect. It's more it's more OGs in there, and they like to do their time how they're doing their time. They don't want you to come in there and fuck off their shit. So yeah, man, the county jail is more rougher.
If you could put a number on it, how many years would you say you've gave to the system?
Hey, Damn, man. I ain't gonna say half of my life. I would say almost half of my life. Like,
Mm.
majority, all my teens.
Mm.
All my teens until I was 25.
Yeah.
And then a little after that, like certain kind of prison cases, I was catching 2 years here, 16 months here, 2 years there, like that.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. Let's talk a little music. That's my first love, and I know it's probably one of your first loves as well. But I found out, I was reading obviously about you, and at one point you were signed to a Big Face 100's label. How did that all come about?
Oh, I never signed with them. I was just doing music with them,
Okay.
artist development over there. I met him through a friend of mine from my neighborhood, and he said that was gang brother. So he said he had a little experience in the industry, so I went to go deal with him, make some music, some videos with him. Caught a buzz because they were blood, so a lot of blood started listening to my music more, and my videos from Compton. So shout out to the Compton Car Rules, you know what I'm saying, that supported and looked out. So that's how we met.
Dope. And you were involved with the project. I'm gonna be bouncing around a little bit, excuse me, but you were involved with a project called Best of Both Rags, which
Right.
I guess would be similar to Banging on Wax. My question for you is: do you think we could ever see another Banging on Wax type project?
Hell yeah, man, because there's a lot of Crips and a lot of Bloods that's cool now, that's doing music together right now. So I'm pretty sure we could. Whoever in charge of the first one, they should do another one.
I would love to see that, man.
Yeah, it's the hardest on both sides. No disrespect. You know how it goes.
Yeah, even if it's real big industry cats and not just, what I mean, just local guys. I would love to see, the big blood rappers against the big Crip rappers, and
Yeah, I mean, that'll be tight.
mhm.
But how many of them are real, though?
Man,
That's
there,
the thing.
there it is. You said it. Yeah.
Half of these things ain't even real in the industry, man. They just go off the YouTube, or they just go to people's hood and pay them just to be down, and now they from their hood. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? They ain't never really put that work in, got that respect. So the whole hood ain't gonna respect them. They just respect you because you got money.
Explain to upcoming rappers out there, who have gang ties, how should a rapper with gang ties, who is also in the music business, how should they move when they're traveling city to city, state to state?
And they got gang ties. Shit, if you trying to build a relationship with those hoods in those states, because those are basically like your fan base. So every state you hit, and you got a hood out there, you should reach out and touch them, or reach out and function with them. You know what I'm saying? Reach out and connect with other artists that's from that city, that state. That's what I do. That's how I move. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how everybody else do it, but I try to pull up on as many homies I could in different states to show my love and respect.
Let me ask you about this next guy. You and him have had a few words online, going back and forth. Does Charleston White have a death wish?
Man, I don't know what that guy has. I just know he don't got two eyes. He got one eyeball. And he claims he's a 60-year-old man. He's only like 40 something. I don't know what's up with this guy. I don't see how people agree with some of the things he says, because he go and contradict himself. How can you agree with this guy said he rapes white women. He pimps on white women. He take pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's a rapist. So I don't see how can you agree with what a rapist has to say or anything with he got to, especially women. You know what I'm saying? When he's disrespecting women, you know what I'm saying? He take pussy, man. What woman would like a guy or want a guy around that take pussy, man, and brags about it? He's a rapist, bro. He says it online. You know what I'm saying? Himself. He women. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Texas. Handle they candle. You feel me?
Do you have your own YouTube channel? I know you do a lot of other content, but where you talk to people, meaning I know you have music. I've came across.
Yeah, but that's what I'm gonna work on, bro. Like a podcast. YouTube channel. I need to, man. Everybody keeps telling me that, bro.
You the one, dog. Do it, homie. Do it, Sodi. And reach out to me if you need anything, man. I've been doing this on YouTube for a couple years now. I've made every mistake twice. I know what to do, what not to do, how to tag shit. If you reach out to me, man, I'll give you an hour, 2 hours of my time just to help you get up and running. So you do everything right the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just.
Where you out of?
I live in Whittier, man.
Oh, okay, yeah, you right there. You right about
Yep,
it.
right off the 605.
We can sit down and have lunch.
That sounds good to me, man. I would love to make that happen, dog. And because I really feel like you could change some lives with your, if you do a podcast or even a YouTube, just turn on YouTube and just start talking, man. Tell a story, you know, and just post it. You know, you could definitely change some lives, man, doing that.
Yeah, I'm about to do that shit, bro.
Yeah, dope, man, dope. Well, shit, man. Where can everybody find you, man? Talk to us. First of all, before we get to where we can find you, what projects have you recently released? What you got working on?
I'm finna drop a single Friday the 13th, called Ride. The video is out right now. I'm dropping a single on all digital platforms. I have a couple of singles that's out on YouTube right now. In Love with a Gangster, Every Day, Bag, City of Stars. I'm working on a project with Wildlife, my little brother from Atlanta.
Dude is talented, homie. I told him he's one of the sickest artists I've ran into in a long time.
Yeah, bro, we got a song called Live a Lie and Play a Shit. I'm working on a new mixtape called The Entree. It's done basically now. I'm just doing all the artwork. All the songs are named after an entree, like lobster and shrimp, filet mignon, shit like that. And after that, I'm gonna drop this monster single called Godzilla. I've been filming the video, shooting this shit, bro. So I've been working, bro. I got a lot of things going on right now. So, I just did a partnership with Good Tree. It's a weed dispensary company.
Okay. Shit.
So, shout out to Good Tree. Shout out to Empire. They shot me a distribution deal. I haven't signed it yet. But shout out to them just for even shouting out me, you feel me, looking for Lil Sod. And just shout out to all my fans, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can find me Lil Sodi Official on Instagram, Mass Sodi Simpson on Facebook, Lil Sodi 831 on Twitter, Lil Sodi 83 on TikTok. You can hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll hit you guys back up. I'll comment back on your likes. I'll follow you back. Follow me. It's all love. I'm Mr. LA, the mascot.
Man, Sodi, it's been a pleasure, man. I love your whole vibe and everything, and I really appreciate you sharing your story tonight. And I want to wish you all the best. And like I said, if you ever need anything, please reach out. Let's make that lunch happen. I'll just give you all of the information I know, and I really think this would be a big deal for you, my man.
Thank you, bro. And one more shout out to
Please.
my son, Jose. Rest in peace, man. I love you, son. May your soul continue rest in peace.
Yeah,
to my baby sister, 7. I love you as well. And may your soul rest in peace too, Paulette. Thank you, bro. Have a blessed night.
Thank you, Sodi. I'll talk to you soon, man. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to Dusty Vision TV. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. I want to discuss some of the things that you have going on. You have a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you sent me some news articles. You sent me the book you're working on. Talk to us about what you have going on, and if there's anything you want to promote, I want to make sure we get the word out there for you. So the floor is yours. Talk to me about what's been up with Correll Thomas lately.
First off, I just want to say thank you again, man. I can't thank you enough. You know, Dusty Vision TV, man. I can't thank you and Terry enough for inviting me, you know, and giving me an opportunity to be heard. So I salute you, man, and I thank you.
Salute.
From the bottom of my heart. You know, when it comes to the kids, you know, leaving the prison I was in, going from death row to Centinela State Prison, and then here at Donovan State Prison or correctional facility, I picked up some tools along the way, and I carry these tools in my tool belt. And one thing I learned over in Cincinnati that I brought over here, becoming a facilitator of a life skills class, you know, I reach out to the youngsters in here as well. I don't just do it here on this, platform or in my article, writings and all that kind of stuff, but I do it here personally. And the disconnect is troubling, and we just had a class the other day in my life skill class, and I was sharing, with the class, the difference between life without the possibility of parole and the death penalty. Life without the possibility of parole, they want you to sit in a cell and until you die, whereas the death penalty, they have a plan. They want to strap you down, inject your veins with poison until your heart stops. But also one of the big differences a lot of people don't understand is that with the death sentence, the death sentence is the only sentence where the state that carries it is mandated to provide you with representation from start to finish. This is where California is lacking. And with a sentence of life without the possibility of parole, they don't have to do it. So, the youngsters don't understand out there these days that picking up that gun, listening to this music, and emulating these stars, these entertainers, picking up.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Picking up these weapons, all it takes is one murder to possibly make you eligible for the death penalty. And when I was speaking on some of the special circumstances that they have, drive-by shootings, lying in wait, multiple murders, even overkill, robbery, murder, all these different things. You could shoot into a crowd of people and kill two people by accident and end up with a death sentence. These youngsters don't understand that today. And so I am starting a little group here where we're going to try to connect from the top sentence being the death penalty all the way down to the guys that's going home and have some kind of education where those that want to learn can understand what's happening out there, why it is that you're only one decision away, from being in a situation like this. With all of us here, with these different ranges of sentences, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for, people to learn, what not to do as far as crime, because crime doesn't pay. There's always a different alternative. There's always something better to do. So I got that for the youngsters out there, man. And as far as what I'm doing, I'm going to continue with this book. I need to get this word out here. I've been doing interviews. Like you see, I don't know if you've seen the BBC interview that I did, but
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
The one from The Guardian. I'm on the podcast with the governor as well. I've been on the True Crime podcast, and I've been invited to. I believe I'm getting ready to get on this podcast with this attorney, Allie. She's out of Philadelphia, and she's featured on Court TV. I did a live talk with her. I was a part of a live talk with her, and I've been invited to do a show with her on her podcast. So I'm actively seeking help. And what I mean by help is legal representation. And I'm out there. I'm out there to help, to give back to the people, man, the people that need it.
That's beautiful, man. I'm here to support your mission, and I'm going to make sure my channel and my platform does everything we can to get your word out there. Now, this is all about the kids. When I started this segment of my channel, it was to save lives. I see a lot of us just taking each other's lives out in the street, and it's something that I feel a lot of people don't bring attention to. You know, when outside sources take our life, you know, we're up in arms. But when it's us doing it to each other every day in hoods all over the country, thousands, hundreds of thousands, and just add that up year after year, it's a lot of black and brown people leaving this earth. I would like for you, Correll, to talk to these kids who are going down the same path. They're impacted by certain elements in the areas that they live in. Talk to them and hopefully steer them in a different direction so they don't end up in the position that you're in right now.
Yes, sir. To my young bros out there, you know, what I got to say, man, is I'm speaking to you from 29 plus years of being behind the wall. 26 of those years in prison, 23 of those years on death row, physically on death row, and I'm still an active death row resident here in another prison, so I still have a death sentence. And what I would say to you is stop. I'm asking you to stop because it's not worth it. You know, a person once said to me, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. And I'm telling you, the juice is not worth the squeeze, meaning if you're out there actively gang banging, wanting to join a gang, or hanging with individuals that's doing, you know, committing crimes, criminal activity and all that, I advise you to shut it down and go the other way. It doesn't make you a punk. It doesn't make you weak. To live, to grow another day. There's always something else out there for you, man. And educate yourself. You know, educate yourself. You know, being able to educate yourself on what's going to happen to you should be a deterrent from you actually doing it. You know, because if I had someone that was talking to me at a young age and not just saying, don't do this, don't do that. You know, someone to really sit me down and explain to me what I was doing or why it was a bad idea, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So I'm saying to you, as someone that's, you know, been behind the...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Literally fighting for my life, don't do it. And bro, if I could, I would like to just plug the Relax and Breathe. And I just want to give a shout out to my boy Rock Muhammad. And you guys can get I have t-shirts. The Free Correll Thomas movement is going on right now. I have t-shirts and hoodies. You can get them on the site, Relax and Breathe. That's RELAX. The letter N, the word breathe, BREATHE .square.site. And you'll see the hoodies on there and the t-shirts on there. And I really appreciate it if folks will check it out and grab one, you know, and show some support to the boy, man. We're pushing hard. I appreciate you, bro.
A Long Beach shooting leaves 1 unalived and 2 wounded. This was in the area surrounding the Marathon Burgers opening in Long Beach. Now, several of the people who were there, who were involved, have already came out and given their accounts on what happened. It's all over the internet right now. And the general consensus is it was over gang beef. The main story I'm hearing is someone from a certain set who rocks blue was acting a fool inside the store, banging on his enemies who were also in attendance. That led to a confrontation outside with several people, which resulted in the unfortunate situation that we're discussing right now. We have another one, Lonzo. I would love your thoughts on this, man. What were your thoughts when you first read this?
First thought was, damn, we can't have shit. This is exactly what I've said many times on our podcast in WH Trades with Lonzo. And as a club owner, an event promoter for over 50 years, I've been doing this for a long time. And it's this attitude that keeps us from progressing in our own community. What do I mean by that? You got a brand new business, and somebody's personal attitude against a rival ruins it for everybody. This could make the city of Long Beach reconsider allowing this business to open. If this is the kind of activity that's going to take place over there, why do we want that in our city? Long Beach is an Olympic city. Long Beach, Inglewood, downtown LA, these are all Olympic cities, and they don't need the negative attention. They don't care about your personal beef. When you look at when you're the business owner, this could raise your insurance rates. Will make your hamburgers $45 a piece. So when you think about the overall ramifications of this type of activity, one guy decided that his beef with somebody was more important than the community having a new business brought by a community hero and his family to try and continue his legacy. That one person, I'm gonna call him a hater. Because you don't have enough self-restraint to forego your own personal feelings, and you want to be the man or prove yourself in front of the fellas or whatever the case may be, and you hated on the Marathon Burgers to the degree that you'd rather have them closed down than to forego your personal beef. Bottom line. And that's a hater move all day long. Man. And it's just this is the exact reason why there is no bowling alleys, there is no nightclubs, there is no skating rinks inside the community, because these attitudes reign regularly throughout the community, and people don't have time, money, or the resources to keep fighting this stuff. I just turn it into a doggone laundromat. I turn it into a Home Depot. I turn this building into something else other that's going to attract this kind of attitude. All these certain groups have this attitude. Let's keep it 100. I don't care whether it's economics, social economics, or father not being in the home. Bottom line, only certain groups have this attitude, and unfortunately, we are part of one of those groups, and this attitude travels. It can, it may have a hood, but it has a car also, or a bus pass, and it travels and brings problems everywhere it goes. That's why World on Wheels shut down. This is why Cerrito Skate Ring shut down. This is why so many venues have caught hell surviving, because once this happens, all the eyes are no longer on the success of the business or the good food that may be served. So now the eyes become focused on the safety of the venue. And if people don't feel safe, they're gonna stay home. If people don't feel safe, they're not gonna let their kids go. If people don't feel safe, they can't support that. They'll spend most of their money on DoorDash or Grubhub because they don't want to go and sit there and take a chance on getting shot. Same thing happened over at Roscoe's on Manchester and Main. It's known now when PB got shot a few years ago. All of a sudden, PB Rock got shot. All of a sudden, bam! That spot. People get shot over there. They kill the niggas over there. I ain't going over there. They're going to the one on Manchester by the freeway. They're going to one in Long Beach. They ain't going over there because they got a reputation. And that's not good for business, man. A restaurant should be known for its food, not for its murders.
Thank you for tuning in to Dusty Vision TV. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line from Northside Long Beach, I have Sleepy. What up, man?
What's good with you? What's good with you, man? Appreciate you having me on. Enjoy your content, man. Keep doing your thing.
Most def, man. Appreciate you joining the show. And I know you have a podcast you and one of your partners are working on. We're definitely going to get into that later, but I want to take it all the way back, man. I want to get to know Sleepy, get to know your life and all that. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. Give everybody a breakdown of where you grew up.
Wow. I have to go back into the memory bank. First off, man, I grew up on the north side of Long Beach. My hood is called Boulevard Mafia Crip. And it's kind of a unique situation because I gravitated to the homies from Compton. So I rep Compton, but at the same time, it's Boulevard over everything. And as far as my younger childhood, that was kind of like, crazy because I spent 9 years in the foster home, in and out of juvenile halls. I was in McCarran Hall. I actually got a lawsuit against them. So it was kind of crazy until my mom settled down in North Long Beach.
Okay. Talk to me about foster care. What was that? I'm assuming it was a rough time, but can you give us your experience being in the foster system?
It's crazy. Me and my sister, her name is Tanya. She's 3 years older than me, and we first got put into a foster home when I was 3 years old. And I have a vivid memory of what do they call them? The social workers taking us to the foster home that was in Palmdale, actually Lino, next to Little Rock, California. And I remember being in a car at 3 years old, crying, not wanting to go into the house or whatever, wanted to go back home to my mom. And it was like trying to convince me to come in. Like throwing a tantrum. And I took off all my clothes in the car. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere, But you know what? For those 9 years that I stayed with my foster family, and their name was Bill and Susan Smith, I couldn't ask for anything more. Actually, kind of wish I would have stayed because, I would have been more on a productive and positive path in my future. But that experience with them was lovely. Now, when we get into placements, boys' homes, McCarran Hall, that's when the story starts to get kind of like, crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, I have Dr. Derek Colon. What up, brother?
What up, brother? Can you hear me good?
I hear you perfectly, man. Definitely appreciate you joining the program.
Man, thank you. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, most def.
Yeah.
Before we dive into the hip hop portion and talk about the Latinos' contribution to hip hop, I would just, like to get to know a little bit about where you came from. So let's take it all the way back, man, to the beginning. Tell everybody where you're from.
I am from the Bronx, New York. Born in 1967 and lived in the Bronx until I was 12 years old. At 12, we moved upstate New York and kept going back and forth from upstate back to the Bronx, moved back to the Bronx in the 80s, and then, moved around, moved to Rhode Island, from Rhode Island, moved to Tampa, Florida, where I'm at right now. So, yeah, man, it's been a journey.
Okay. Well, yeah, those are some important years, man. The late 60s, early 70s, especially when it comes to hip hop and the creation of hip hop. Many would say that's when it was really established, was the early 70s. What do you remember about the early hip hop? What I'm saying, when you started hearing about this thing, it probably wasn't called hip hop back then. It wasn't called hip hop, in fact. But what do you remember about this culture that just started taking over the streets?
Well, I think what I remember most is, again, we're in the Bronx, and it is
Technically, I'm in the South Bronx. And what I remember the most is like when my moms would take me on, subway trips. We go on the train, we're visiting my sister, we're visiting my aunt in Manhattan. And I would just remember like the bombing, like the graffiti tags. This is the early 70s, right? So I'm seeing these trains just inside, just destroyed. And I remember that. And I kind of didn't know that what this really was. What was this thing happening with all this writing all over the walls and on the trains? And then I started to really be exposed to, some of the early breakbeats. Apache being one of them. I had Apache about 1975. It came out in 73. And somebody, please excuse me, somebody just donated it to me. In 75, I'm 8 years of age, right? And so everybody on the block kind of knew that Derek was, he was just this kid who loved music. I was going to record stores not far from my house and buying 45s and doing all that. So somebody gave me Apache. And I remember I would play that out of my window as a young 8-year-old kid, 9 years old, 10 years old. And I would start to hear these breaks, right? So, as time went on, you hear the different ones. And then I started to notice breaking. And that the first time I saw breaking was 1975, actually when it began, right? So breaking on the floor begins around late 74, closer to 75. And the reason I know this is because I have school pictures. And so in my school pictures, you remember the old school pictures where you would have the little plaque at the bottom and you'd be in the
top
picture
corner
with your class.
Yeah.
Huh? You'd be in the picture and it would sort of say, 75, 76 school year in Bronx, New York. So I have that picture still. I still have that picture. And there were kids in my class that I started to notice were doing this dance, right? And they would start on the top. And again, this was very basic. This was top rock. Again, we didn't, at that time, I didn't really know a name for what they were doing, but I knew it was called breaking, but I didn't know what these moves were called at that young age. So top rock to down rock to floor rocking and to a simple freeze. And so what I saw was that in my school. I saw it on my block. I saw it in my sister's neighborhood, 184th Street. And I would see both black and Puerto Rican kids doing this dance to these, rare grooves, mainly Apache, right? And then, 76 happens, 77 happens. This is the year of the blackout. And the year of the blackout is when I start to notice something else. And it's this kind of talking, right? And so they're doing this early, what later came to be known as rapping. We called it MCing. And so they were doing like the early stuff, the dip, dive, so socialize, you clean out your ears and you open your eyes. Yes, y'all. You don't stop. That was the early stuff. And there was a kid, one of my best friends, his name was Bino. He had an older brother named Derek as well. And Derek used to stand in front of our building. Now, I lived on Echo Place. So Echo Place runs into Echo Park, and Echo Park is an early hip-hop park where they threw early jams. And so, anybody who knows, the South Bronx parks knows about Echo Park. Crotona Park, Echo Park, 63 Park, 23 Park, those are the parks. But so I used to play stickball in Echo Park. And so Derek used to have his JVC radio, and he would have these tapes, and it would be this this stuff going, this rhyming. And I would ask him, what is this? And, I'm 10 years old now. So he's like, these are the MCs. And so, again, everybody on the block we kind of knew each other very well. It's a small, tight-knit community, Black and Hispanic. And so, I started to gravitate toward that. And again, this is the year. So this is how I'm tracing when this is happening. So this is the year of the blackout, 1977. It's the year of the notorious Son of Sam, the 44 caliber killer, David Berkowitz. And so I remember it's the summertime. I don't remember the month. I know it was after the blackout. And so I remember my mother had a good friend of hers who lived in our house. Her name was Doris, and her husband's name was Bo. These were African Americans, and so they lived with us with their children. And Doris was, my mother's best friend. So she's her age. So Doris was out in the street all the time, and Doris, I remember, came up to the house, and it was already dark, and she came to the room and she asked me, it's the first time I heard this term, she said, do you want to go to a jam?
Happy Halloween season, everyone. It's my favorite time of year. More than Christmas, more than Thanksgiving. Halloween is a holiday that I've always enjoyed ever since I was a kid. And one thing that I really, really like to do during Halloween is I love to decorate. I go all out. And I get that from my mom. My mom, growing up, she would always decorate a lot on Halloween. She would decorate on Christmas. She would go crazy. We were that house, right, with all the crazy decorations. But I really loved that part. So I keep the tradition alive to this day, and I decorate my house. Most of the decorations that I got, they came from my mother and my grandmother, actually. My grandmother would decorate her apartment. And shoot, a lot of these decorations I have, they go back, 30, 40, 50 years. I have boxes, storage in my garage that I bring out every October. At the beginning of October, I decorate the crib. Yeah, everything's labeled Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July. Do you guys decorate out there? Comment down below. I'd love to know if you decorate. But Halloween, man, so many good memories of Halloween. One of my favorite things to do during Halloween, and I usually watch several of these, but I love watching scary movies, horror movies. I said horror movie, not you nasty, get your mind out of the gutter. I said horror, not whore. I like watching horror movies. It's fun. I'm that guy that watches horror movies before I go to sleep. Yeah, that's me, definitely. But probably my favorite horror movie of all time would have to be Nightmare on Elm Street, the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I've watched Nightmare on Elm Street 1 all the way up to Nightmare on Elm Street 78. It seemed like they had about 78 different Nightmare on Elm Streets. No, there were like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of them or something like that. And then they had a couple of remakes. And then they had this new Freddy Krueger, which didn't do it for me. The newest one, there's this new Freddy Krueger guy, because, Robert Englund has since passed, the original Freddy Krueger. And now they have this other guy playing Freddy Krueger. And I was like, nope, exit the premises. Let's keep it to Robert Englund. But yeah, I've always loved just sitting on my couch, laying in my bed, watching Freddy Krueger, man. And he never really scared me. It was always funny. He always had a lot of funny jokes. He would always tell jokes, and he was just funny. So he never really scared me. You know what I mean? He made me laugh a lot, even as a kid. I didn't even get a lot of the jokes, but he made me laugh a lot, dude. Good times, man. Good times. Jason was cool. Michael Myers was freaky with that mask. That William Shatner mask. Yeah, you know, that's one that I was just like, nah, but, you know, I'm cool on Michael Myers. He was a little too real. But Nightmare on Elm Street, I loved it. And even what I really loved about Nightmare on Elm Street is the nightmare aspect, the fact of not being in control of your nightmares, right? And just watching a movie based on people not being in control of their nightmares. And this creepy guy with long scissored fingers was chasing them around, and they were trying to stay awake. And I personally enjoyed the Freddy Krueger series. I don't know. What say you? Comment down below. Did you like the Nightmare on Elm Street saga, series, whatever we call it? But man, so many good memories of Halloween, and just even having a son, man. Like when my son was born 25 years ago, it made me love Halloween that much more. Just taking him trick-or-treating and him experiencing the same type of situations that I got to experience as a kid with the decorating and stuff like that. I really just, you know, when he was born, it really brought back my love of Halloween. That definitely all comes from my mom, and it probably comes from my grandma as well, because like I said, she used to do her thing and decorate and get in the holiday spirit back then. Oh man, I could still smell her house, bro. Like, you know, some smells, like good smells, like you walk into grandma's house and it always smells like something's cooking. Like there's always smells like there's a Easter ham in the oven or something like that. Always sounds like there's corn, or it always smells like there's corn on the cooking on the stove with a bunch of butter. Like, am I the only one who still smells grandma's house, man? But even this time of year, like just the seasons, like the pumpkin spice and things like that, and the candles that burned and smelled a certain way, it just, man, I'm telling you, I'm getting nostalgic right now just thinking about it. But yeah, this is my home, guys. This is my decorations. These are my decorations. This is what I love to do every year, man, and I go all out. I even have a Halloween party pretty much every year. Having one this year. Dress up and just have a good time, man, and just celebrate. And then that leads into Dia de los Muertos and that whole celebration. I'm all in, man. October, like I said, this is my favorite time of year, over Christmas, over Thanksgiving, over all of that. But yeah, let me know what you think of my decorations. Comment down below. Did I do a good job? Did I do a crappy job? I think I did a good job. I really take pride in my Halloween decorations. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys. I hope you're enjoying this Halloween season, and I hope you have a good one. I hope your kids get a ton of candy, and shit, I hope the Dodgers can make it through this series, man. As I'm recording this, they're playing the Mets, and it's not looking too good for the Dodgers. But it is what it is. Comment down below. Do you love Halloween as much as I do? And please, before you head out, please make sure you hit that like button. If this is your first time joining the channel and you're entertained, please hit that subscribe button. Really, really appreciate each and every one of you. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, DustyVisionTV. You can follow me over there on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm also on Rumble. The Rumble app, R-U-M-B-L-E, Rumble, R-U-M-B-L-E. You can follow me over there on Rumble. Subscribe to my channel, DustyVisionTV, all one word. I put completely different content over there than I do here on this channel. And lastly, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to follow my second channel right here on YouTube. I know I'm asking you for a lot right now, but look, this is for my supporters right now. Everyone else checked out, but if you're a true supporter, you're still in right now. But please subscribe to my second channel right here on YouTube, Dusty Vision Radio. I do appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Man, this place has everything. Sanitary pads for the ladies. You know, actually, I might grab a couple of those. I think I might need those for later. So we got dental floss. What? I've never been in a restroom in Los Angeles where they have dental floss. You know what, shit, I'm gonna take one of those. It's free, right? It's free shit. I recently went to a neighborhood in Los Angeles called Frogtown. Frogtown, which is officially Elysian Valley, earned its nickname between the 1930s and the 1960s due to a massive infestation of frogs and toads, specifically western toads that migrated from the adjacent LA River. Thousands of these amphibians would cover streets and yards, particularly during spring. While I was in the area, I decided to check out a few of their establishments. Here is one I came across. I'm here at Frogtown Brewery in Frogtown, a cool little spot that I found. Sipping on a blonde. Frogtown blonde. Definitely not bad. Also, got one of these bad boys. It's a seltzer slushy, rum base something or other. Sounded good, so I said, I'll take one, please. Ooh, that is strong. That's really strong. That's gonna make my panties come off tonight, baby. Cool spot right here in Frogtown. Come check it out. And all I did was I Googled cool little spots for a nice Sunday afternoon with your chick. Or Haina, Ruka, Broad, bitch, whatever you want to call it. I like trying new spots because LA has so many different neighborhoods that a lot of people don't know about. I mean, LA is a very big place. There's little nooks with little neighborhoods that has their own vibe, their own thing, and that's definitely the vibe here in Frogtown. I like it. At night, the area might look a little rough, so we'll probably head out before the sun goes down, but if you want to come and chill on a Sunday afternoon, I'd highly recommend it. And I would definitely recommend one of these bad boys here. Man, especially if you're trying to get some tonight, get your lady one of these, because I'm pretty sure after this, my wife is going to, a little something, because these right here, it's alcohol in them. Ooh. Oh yeah. And I usually like the lightest beers, the blondes, the pilsners, the lagers. Not much of a IPA guy. So this one definitely hits my craving. It's really, really nice. Let's go check this place out. What do you say? All right, first things first. These motherfuckers got a very nice restroom. When I come to an establishment, I base a lot of my decisions on if I'm coming back on how their restroom looks. Restroom nice and clean. Got a cool little home look feel to it. Like I want to pull up a little cot in here and fall asleep, man. Put some lotion on my ankles and just relax. But man, this place has everything. Sanitary pads for the ladies. Actually, I might grab a couple of those. I think I might need those for later. So we got dental floss. What? They got what? I've never been in a restroom in Los Angeles where they have dental floss. I'm coming back to this spot. I'm definitely coming back. You know what? Shit, I'm gonna take one of those. It's free, right? It's free shit. Shout out to the establishments who keep their motherfucking restroom clean, especially in Los Angeles, where everybody loves to tag shit up. Look, no tagging on the wall. None. Not one tag. This is Los Angeles. No tagging. Shout out to this spot, man. Frogtown Brewery. Let's go check out some more of this spot. Alright, so off top they have a taco truck right in the front, which is essential for a brewery.
That's all I.
Food looks fire. Might have to try some later. They have this nice outside area here with some good rules. Look, be kind, don't be a dick. right? I like how that's the first one. But the vibe here is real cool, man. Especially they're very dog friendly. I like that a lot. These nachos look fire, the homegirl's eating. Oh, it even looks like they might have live shows here sometime. Okay, probably a DJ or something. See, this is a spot right here. I like this spot. I like this spot a lot. Shout out to this spot. Frogtown Brewery. Definitely coming back. And look at the setup. Nice. You can bring your kids out here, have a nice cold beer. I'm telling you, those slushy drinks, man, those slushy drinks are crazy fire. Super good. So yeah, cool little outside area. I like that. But right now, since it's so fucking hot, winter time, what are you, it's September. What am I talking about? We're in goddamn March. It is hot as hell. Oh, you definitely know. We gotta go with that. But it's hot as hell out here, so we're staying inside, and I like the inside area also. Nice and chill. Look, that's what I had right there. Oh, you missed it. The artwork. Yeah. And the local artists here. Good artwork. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Got the merchandise. Once again, dog friendly. What's up, guy? It's a good, well-trained dog. What is this? Prince George Imperial Florida. Okay. Frogtown Brewery. Look, they even got stuff for your little doggies. Where you order back there. Everybody back here chilling, having a good time. Got the birthday party going on. Here are the barrels. Oh, another doggy. Hi, guy. Yeah, man, the spot is cool. Check out the brew back there, man. Yeah, good vibe here for sure, man. You could even bring the family. I like it. It's nice and safe. I'm gonna go grab some lunch at this other spot down the street. I'll tell you guys about that later. But definitely check out Frogtown Brewery right here in Frogtown, Los Angeles. 'Tis the season for giving. Me and my family, we have way too much stuff. We are blessed to have a lot of things. We don't need anything this year. So this year we decided to sponsor a family. And what we would have spent on our gifts, we are spending on one family that is not as fortunate, is not as blessed as we are this holiday season. So I got a truck full of presents. My family's gonna meet me at the hospital where the event is going down with way more presents. Shout out to the people that give around this time of season. It's just not about getting. And if you have a lot, if you can't think of one thing you want, then maybe you don't need anything and maybe you should just give to other people. All right, just pulled up. What a beautiful day it is out here. Look at that sun. It's damn near Christmas and it's like 77 degrees right now. Gonna be a beautiful day. We're about to bless a family with a lot of gifts. Got them almost everything on their wish list. This is just a few of the gifts we got. Got the family, my family, rest of my family coming with theirs. We got them a TV too. Don't say anything. That's what they really wanted. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful Christmas for them. Beautiful event. So every table represents a family in need. And look at all these awesome people that are donating. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Some good people in this world, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of good people in this world. Merry, Merry Christmas. I love it. This is Rancho Los Amigos Hospital in the city of Downey. I spent a lot of time here when I was a kid. My mom worked here for 38 years. I know most of these people here. My mom is over there talking to everybody. My mom knows everyone here. They all love Lil Debbie. It's gonna be a beautiful event. Let's go check out that Christmas tree. Excuse me. Beautiful tree. Look at the setup, huh? Look at that. Merry Christmas indeed. Tell us why we are here.
We are at Rancho Los Amigos in the beautiful city of Downey. We adopted a family of 3 for Christmas, a mother, a little boy, and a little girl, and we're so excited. We're giving them food, presents, every gift that they wanted this year. This is amazing. It's making me cry because this is something that's really touching my heart, because I worked here for 38 years and this is my life right here. They brought up my 2 sons, and I just thank you, Lord, every day. Thank you, Rancho. Thank you.
This rehab facility has a very rich history right here in Los Angeles County. It was built in 1888, I do believe. So it's about 140 years old. A lot of history here. Alright, this isn't even half of the gifts. If you're able to give, especially around this time of year. More coming. All right, just uploaded everything. I'm huffing and puffing. Post it up outside until the event starts. Once the event starts, I'm gonna give the family that we're donating to their privacy. I'm not gonna have them all on camera and stuff like that, but I just wanted to do this to let you guys know that it's very important to give. The older I get, the more I realize that. When I look around, I look at my house, look at my car, I look at my woman, I look at my son, look at my family, my beautiful brother, my nephews. I'm like, man, I'm so blessed. I can't think of anything I want for Christmas, and it's been like that for years. It's been like that for years, to where I just, like, I don't want anything for Christmas because I have everything. I have everything. But if I can get one Christmas gift, it would be, like, hypothetically, if I could hypothetically get one Christmas gift, I think it would be, no, I know it would be world peace. Peace overseas, but especially peace in the neighborhoods. We have way too many kids dying out there. Way too many black and brown kids dying out there in the hoods every single day. So if I had one wish, oh, that pimple's killing me. You guys see that pimple right there? If I had one wish, it would be for peace. Peace. We have a full house, ladies and gentlemen. Full house. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All these awesome people who are giving their time and their hard-earned money to make sure others have a great Christmas. It's beautiful, man. This is what it's all about right here. Underneath, I want those Jingle bells. Da, 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 da. I want those Jingle bells. Beautiful. Look at all the families. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go take a little stroll, guys. Let's go take a little stroll. Merry, Merry Christmas. This guy right here, one of the baddest artists in the world, my man Carlos. Woo!
Awesome. I apologize for my voice. I just got back from vacation, so really had a good time. My name is Deborah Arroyo, and I'm part of Rancho's Hospital Administration Department. And on behalf of Eric Limbaga, our CEO, I want to welcome all of our families here. Thank you for coming out and spending the afternoon with us.
Woo!
We love our Rancho family, and our Rancho family includes our patients, it includes our staff, it includes our physicians, it includes anybody who works here or comes here for care here at Rancho. And so to the departments and to our community partners that have come out today and adopted a family, I want to say to you on behalf of the hospital administration, thank you guys. Thank you guys for going above and beyond and making these holidays for you. So,
Today possible. There were a number of great individuals at the hospital, a number of great departments within the hospital, and there were obviously some great organizations who were willing to contribute to make everything that you see here today. So with that said, I wanted to give them a special shout out by name. So if you can hold your applause to the very end. I wanted to give Downey Moose Lodge 663, Las Caristas Foundation, RRI Foundation, SCRS, Veritiv. From departments, we have CART, Communication Disorders, ENT Clinic, Facilities Management, our hospital administration, and Information Management Services. Along with those teams, we have Nursing Administration, Occupational Therapy, Physical Therapy, Inpatient, Social Work, and Volunteer Services.
All right.
Last, but definitely not least, we had a number of individuals who gave today. Those individuals are Little Debbie's family, Denise Evans, my family, Tiana Lucas's family, Tiana Chestnut, Tina Ramirez's family, and Berenice's family. Let's give all unannounced on the 24th, dropping stuff off underneath the tree, and I asked him to do a special visit. Are you guys down to help me get him out here?
Yeah.
All right. So on the count of 3, and we are going to yell, not say, not be very loud, yell, Merry Christmas. Are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas! All right, there he is. Santa, what up, Santa? Santa lost a little bit of weight. Santa on that keto diet.
All right. Thank you all once again. If you are interested in taking pictures with Santa, he's also giving out.
I think Tara found a new best friend. Oh my God.
It's funny, they're all the same voice, love it. Your cars are gonna go
It's to
so
say, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful day. Beautiful day. A lot of blessings in the air, man. A lot of blessings in the air. Awesome. This is awesome, yo. This is such a great experience. Seeing the look on those kids' faces when they were opening their gifts. Really makes you appreciate life, man. Really makes you appreciate life. You see an awesome mother who's doing everything she can in her power to just make her kids have a great Christmas. Struggling. Oh, man. A little emotional if you can't tell. Just a little emotional, man. Gonna go grab my truck because we got her so many gifts. They don't fit in her car. So I'm gonna help her take some of the gifts that we got her to her house. Thankfully, she doesn't live too far from me, so it's not too bad of a drive, but the amount of smiles I saw today on those kids' faces, makes me so glad that I did this.